Hi guys, welcome to Filament PHP series, and in this episode I'm going to show you how to import and export functions in Filament PHP. So let's get started. So let me go to our project that we installed previously, and now let me go to the users. Here you can see that there is a list of users. So first of all we are going to do the export user task, okay, and then also we will add the function call import users, okay. So let me go and first of all go to the documentation, and you just need to run export, and you can see that create exporter, okay. So let me go to the top of the documentation. You can see inside the actions there is the export action, okay. First of all, what you have to do, first you need to these commands you need to run. First command is for the queue, so that means it allows to the backend the queue. Same way there is a notification table, you need to publish it, okay. In previous video we already set up the notification, so they are not going to create that one, but we need to run this command. Same way they are also publishing the filament actions migrations, okay, for import and export as well. So let's run this command one by one. So let me go to my terminal and go to the plus, and here I'm going to run, and you can see that migration is already exist, okay. So they're not going to run it again. Copy this, good, and you can see that migration table is already there in our previous video. Copy this for the action, and you can see that for the action they have created create imports and create export, okay. Same way they have another tables, they have created rows. So let me go to VS Code editor, go to the database migration, and you can see over here they have created imports table with the following columns, okay, and you can see that exports table with the following columns. So they have defined their own logics over there. So let me go back and just run the migration. Let me go here. Yeah, that's a table is created. Let me clear this as well, okay. Now we are going to create our export class. So just php artisan mac filament exporter, okay, and you need to give the model name. So I am going to give the user or whatever you can give, but right now I'm going to create user, and it is asking for, do you want to generate automatic from the columns? I will say no, and just you can see that they have created a new folder exports. Inside that there is a user exporter file, okay. Let me go to VS Code editor, go to the app filament exporter, and there is a exporter.php file, and you can see that they have created automatically over here, okay. And here get columns function, where we need to define which column you want to export it, okay. So first of all I am going to call email and name. So export column mac, and I'm going to make it email, and then I'm going to add name and email. Save it, both column I'm going to add it. Let me go here and make sure inside the terminal you need to keep running the queue, okay. So let me clear this, php artisan queue work, and you have to keep started. It was my queue, so that's run this to notification. But let me go back over here and refresh it, but I don't see where I have to export the function, right? So let me go over here inside VS Code editor, go to the resources, users, and inside the pages there is a list of users, and here you can see that create action. That means inside the header we have just one button. We need to add another button called export php export users, okay. So what I'm going to do, so this is the additional action. So export action mac, and we are going to add exporter, and here you need to import the class that we have created, user exporter class, okay. Save it, and now let me go back over here, hit refresh. You can see that there is a export users button is there, and now if you click on it, and you can see that column we have defined, name and email. Click on export, and you can see that your export has been begun. For 3 rows will be proceed in the background. So that means you cannot download instantly, but you have to refresh it, and you will get the notification over here, and there will be a notification call export completed. Your user has export completed, and you can see download CSV. Let me go and download it. Okay, save it, and let's see that. Yeah, admin user, and this is all three users that we have inside the list over here. Okay, so this is very simple and easy, but now let me add another field on it. So let me go over here and go to the user export, and I'm going to add ID, and also I'm going to add creation date. So created underscore add. Okay, and save it. Now let me go back, hit refresh. Okay, and if I click on export, and you can see that ID and created at column as well. Click on export, and now if I refresh it, you can see that there is another notification over there, but export completed, and you can see that your user export has completed 0 rows and there is a fail. So that means we already have a ID column inside the users, but if you go over here inside this table, we don't have ID column and don't have a created at column. So let me show you the error log as well. So let me go to the storage and logs and Laravel logs. At the end of the file, I'm going to go, let me clear this file. Okay, and let's again click. Okay, so let me go here, click on refresh, and I should get the error log, and you can see that undefined array key. Okay, so that means you need to go over here, resources and users, and inside the tables here you need to define that key. Okay, so let me define ID. Also let me define the creation date as well, and save it. Okay, and don't forget to restart your queue. So let me just restart, Control X, let me clear, and again let me run the queue work. Okay, let me go back over here and hit refresh, and now you can see that there is ID column and creation at. And now let me click on export. You can see ID name email, click on export, hit refresh, go over here, but still there is a problem. So let me go over here, and yeah, you can see that now it's work. You can see download CSV and download Excel. If I click over here, save it, and let me open that file, and you can see that there is ID column and there is a created at. Okay, and you can see over here this is the created at. If you want to change your column name, then also you can change it. So let me go back over here inside the user exporter class, and here there is another function called label, and you can make it like creation date, something like that. Okay, save it, and let me go over here, hit refresh. You can see that creation date, click on export. Now let me go, and you can see that download CSV. Again I'm going to go over here, let's open the file, and now you can see that there is a creation date. Okay, so this was very simple and a basic example of export. So you can start it and you can do the more complex thing as well. Okay, so this was about the export, and now we are going to do for import as well. So what we have to do for the import, so let me go over here and let me close this, clear, and I'm going to run the another command to create import class. So PHP artisan Mac filament importer user. Okay, user, that the model name I'm going to add. And you can see that they are also asking for how you would like to import behave. Okay, so there is a create record only, create record if does not exist, otherwise update it, or update records only. So I will choose the second option so we don't have to worry about that. So just click on it, and what column should be used for existing record. So I'm going to call email, because based on the email there is a unique user. Click on edit, and it's again asked for automatic column, so no. And now you can see that they have created imports folder, and inside that there is a user imports file. Okay, let me go over here inside VS Code editor, imports folder, user importer over here as well. Okay, So by default they have already added resolve record, so that means they will check if email is already exist, then they will update the record, otherwise they will create a new record. Okay, so they have already added over here. The next thing is that what we have to do is we need to define our import column. So how we can do that? Import column, okay, and Mac, and here you need to pass the name of the column. So we are going to import right now name, email and password. Okay, so just I'm going to add the name, okay, and here I'm going to make it this required field. Okay, so required mapping, okay, and also I'm going to define the rules. If you want to add the validation rules, then also you can add like required, and max will be like 250, okay, character. Same way I'm going to define email column, okay, make it email like this, and also add the validation email, okay, save it. Same way I'm going to define the password, and yeah, this is fine. Now you can see that we have defined the 3 column from the CSV file: name, email and password we take from the CSV. But you can see that our password should be encrypted store. So what we are going to do, we are going to add another method called cast state, okay, and this method will convert the state. Okay, so just like this, string $state, and here what we are going to do, hash mac $state, okay. So that means when you are creating the record, at that time they will store password as a encrypted. Okay, save it, and you can see that the code. Okay, now let me go back to my CSV file that already I have created. So let me open that CSV, and you can see that I have created 2 records inside the CSV: name, email and the password. Okay, so let me import that. Okay, let me go back, hit refresh, but there is no button for the import. So same way, let me go over here inside the pages, list users, and we need to add import action. Okay, make it, and then importer function, and I will call user import colon class. Save it. Okay, now let me go and hit refresh. You can see that import users button over there. Okay, and if you click on it, you will see the download example CSV, and also you can upload the CSV file. Before do that, I want to go to the terminal and run again the q command. So php artisan q, because this we need to keep running. So let me go hit refresh, go again for import, and I'm going to import that test file, okay, that I showed you. So just choose that, click on open, okay, and you can see that it is going to uploading, and there is a problem over here that's called import column given the must be type. So there is a problem over here. First, there is a problem, it's not cast state just, but it's using method. Okay, and just save it, and let's check again. So let me go back over here and clear. Let's run the queue again, and let me go over here, hit refresh, and let's try again the upload the same CSV file. So let me go test, click on open, and you can see that they have you can see that uploaded, and they have fetched the column name, email and password. You can choose which one to the column mapping, okay, but by default they have already mapped name, email and password. Okay, so you don't have to worry about that. But if it's not exactly the same name and email on your database, then you have to manually match it. Okay, so now let me click on import, and you can see that your import has begun. For 2 rows will be proceed in the background. So let me go over here, and you can see that notification has been sent, and let's refresh, and you can see over here there is a 2 rows added: John Dew, Mark Gadala. Okay, so that means this is very easy and simple way to do the import and export with the Filament PHP. Let me go to the documentation, and you can see this is all we need to follow for export. And if you just do for import, same way you need to follow this all command, but we did on the first step, so that's why not twice I have did. Go to the export, and you can see that they have all detailed documentation about that if you want to make it on like complex things. Okay, like some counter, like when you are a final total with the GST number, or like tax or whatever, you can do as well. Same way for the import, when you import and you have a complex thing, like you have a like a float number always store on the database, then also you can do it. So you can read the more documentation if you want, and this was very simple and basic, so you can start it and you can learn it. If you like this video, then share with your friends, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe my channel for more videos. See you in the next video, guys.